Welcome to Raw AI Building in Public. So, welcome to another episode of me just recording my workday with no prep, no script. Just me actually trying to share value with you guys, share any lesson, and obviously show the things that I love doing daily. So, that being said, today we're going to focus on fixing the authentication issue that we have right now for one of our islands. Let me give you more context. So, we do have a training program. We call it the AI agent acquisition training. And basically, just think about these islands as an individual classroom. And basically, the first island just brings you into the whole mindset, the whole process. What is this opportunity? What is deal sourcing? What is everything? And we give you access to all of our resources and materials for you to be able to be part of our community. The second island is the one that I like the most. This island is focused on giving you training on basically how you can establish your own deal sourcing business outside. What industry do you want to target? What's the commissions and the benefits you get from doing deal sourcing with us as a community, as a collective? You get all the pieces on pretty much how we execute deal sourcing. You get all the material here. And then we have AI System Island. This is the island that we need to fix, and we need to work on the authentication because I'm having issues with that. So we're going to go over that. But this is just the island that trains you into basically the whole AI system behind the deal sourcing. The end-to-end workflows, the go high level snapshot, the go high level workflows, all the pieces coming together, and then this onboarding automation form that I share in the last video that basically just set up your entire AI deal sourcing system in 30 minutes. Yes, crazy. And then we have all of these islands that are basically training on Client Quest. This is Client Quest. This is Deal Castle. I'm not going to go much in detail, but Client Quest is like how you can position yourself as a leader in your space, doing organic content, strategies for putting yourself out there and getting more clients. And then Deal Castle is teaching you how to get equity in the businesses that you are operating, because some of the businesses that we target, those business sellers, don't have an established business to be ready into an exit. And that's the position that we want to be able to introduce ourselves to them, implement our systems, our automations, and increase the valuation of the business and get a percentage of equity. And here's the whole training for you. So with that being said, let's just focus on AI systems, and I'm going to open Lovable. Lovable has been the platform that I've been using for making all this training program in a gamified way. So let's just go over that. But first, we are going to answer this question. As you know, if you have any questions for me, just drop them on a comment in this video below. I will answer all of your questions, okay? So, Tima Desanja, I hope I said your name right. Any reason why you're not using the MCP server for appointment booking? Also, can you explain me why BAPI can you explain me how the BAPI predefined GHL calendar tool works for appointment booking? Any cost against the traditional function tool? All right, my friend, I think you're talking about the tools inside BAPI agents. So I do recommend doing whatever you like the most. I'm the most comfortable with functions because from the beginning, MCP didn't existed completely and it wasn't functional in these platforms. So we did build pretty much everything before MCP was launched. So we have this workflow here, and basically all the functions are basically these branches here that you see. And we just kept with that. But actually, we are using an MCP server attached to our agent. This is the AI text agent. I think you're talking about the AI call agent because I think that comment was from one of my 6-hour tutorial of building the most advanced AI agent in the market. But changing the theme a little bit more for AI text agents, we are actually using an MCP server. Basically, this MCP is just attached to two tools that we created on the actual MCP server that are get free slots and create appointments. So basically just calendar functionalities. So if you guys actually want to get all this end-to-end workflows for free a go high level snapshot and all the material for you to be able to understand our deal source execution plan, just let me know in the comments. But I also have a link in the description. I will not tell you more, but I just want your contact information because we're giving you and sending you an amazing opportunity that you don't want to miss. But it's up to you. It's up to you if you want to take this opportunity and take this free resources. I will do it. I'm just gonna say that. All right. So going back to what I was saying, and the main thing that we need to fix, I'm putting myself in a awkward position, also like vulnerable position because I'm telling you guys that because I don't have this training program ready completely. And it's true. At the same time, it's true. I just faced this issue, but we need to fix it because there's people waiting here in OfferForge. Pretty much people just finish most of the modules and they're heading to AI systems. And as you can see here, this is kind of like really chunky. As you can see, the progress is not getting retrieved fully. So there's problems with authentication with Supabase and all that stuff. The main files that we need to edit specifically are AI system game. This is the file that I have for the main AI system game hub, and then module video page. This is where we just place all the Loom videos, all the training program, all of that. And there has to be this process here is for actually handling the authentication and loading for the user for a complete progressing, right? Because the main objective that I want for this video is to be able to fix this and also give you guys the recipe so you can build your own little training program, or big, however you want to do it. Be creative with it and just place your different modules, attach the Loom video, and just create like a specific logging authentication page where you have your users that they have to log in and they just access your training. And then while they access your training, they can just go over all the training modules and the progress is going to get saved. That's my whole objective with this. So I'm going to first fix this. What I'm going to do is this actual island, I made it work. I know the main issue that is happening to this island that this island doesn't have. So I'm going to place that solution here. I'm going to fix it. And then I'm going to give you the recipe for you to be able to build your own little training program that actually has a authentication process in the backend to be able to just capture the progress of your users. And here we are. We are talking with Claude, just giving him context, a lot of context about what's going on, reference some of the code files, and then reference the actual logging code and authentication code that I think is going to be the most effective one to reference to him so he can edit the code successfully. One of the tips that I have for you right now is usually when I talk to Claude, you might be asking, you talk to Claude? Yes, I use speech to text. Yes, that's the only thing that I use with Claude, and that's how I built most of my stuff. And also when I'm trying to work on like specific when I'm trying to work with Claude so Claude can help me build like a chunk of code that actually is functional, I just tell him, can you rate yourself from 1 to 100 and be really critical when you're rating yourself, because I want to know the actual work that you do. And that's basically the specific stuff that I mentioned here at the end. So that's one thing that I do with him, and it's working pretty well. Okay, another thing that I actually didn't mention is my tech stack for building this type of applications and training programs in cool forms with Lovable is Lovable plus Claude. So basically I just create the actual structure of the files with Lovable, and then I just give that code to Claude, so Claude can help me refine and get a better code, with the actual indication that I'm telling him to get, because Claude is way better than Lovable to code. So you can get work faster, more effective, and you can save your time from a lot of headaches, honestly. All right. So a couple of iterations with Claude. He just provided me all the code files ready to go. So what I just do, I did told you, a lot of context, a lot of straight to the point indications of what he needs to be doing and how he is going to help you fix the issue that you have. And then just go to the actual code file, copy, go back to Lovable, paste it, and actually test. So that's what we are going to do now. All right, my friends. So I just updated it. As you can see, it looks fine. There's no boogie stuff going on, but I want to test it from 0. So I do have a 50% progress. So that means I did finish these 2 modules. And basically all these 2 modules get saved inside our specific Supabase table. And I'm seeing that there's issues going on still. All right, so I fix it again. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the specific Supabase table that I have. The Supabase table is called AI System Progress. And as we can see here, we do have these 2 records. Okay, so I did finish that part. So I'm going to go back to AI Systems. As you can see, my progress is off. So I'm going to start continuing. Continue module, how the saving progress looks. Okay, for some reason, we just got stuck in this process. So I'm going to do another iteration of, yes. So there was an issue here. So I'm probably going to give context to Claude about this and then fix this again. All right, my friends, we are back and we made it work. I have some of the tips for you so you can be able to understand what I did to fix the authentication in the backend. And you can also set up your own training program with Lovable and Claude and Supabase in the backend. But yes, it took me like an hour. As you can see in my clock, it already passed like 9, my expected time. I was supposed to finish at like 9:45, but it got extended. So it's fine. As you can see, I'm just gonna go over like the entire experience. So first, initially, this is the main training program. So you can see all the islands here. You can also see that we are tracking all the progress. And this is the actual stones that you capture every time you finish an island. So as you can see here, I already finished Journey Start, Offer Forge, AI Systems, and you already know that we have all the content here so you can establish your AI deal sourcing business. And obviously there's more into it. But yeah, this is the main interface. As you can see here, people have their login. So all of our partners that have access to the program, they have their login, they have the access, and everything's connected. Well, everything's made with Lovable, backend, Supabase. So all the progress is getting stored. We have all the tables ready. And if you like to know a bit more on how I was able to develop this from 0, I will make a 6-hour, 8-hour tutorial. Just let me know and I will provide you that value, okay? But yeah, you can see also here that we have a mission. This is the villain of the actual video game. But going back to what I was saying, and the main objective of this day, it was to fix the authentication with AI System Island. And one of the tips that I have for you is that every time you create your program, your little program or big program, whatever you want to do, you need to have an authentication page before accessing to the main hub. That's required, and I have all the code here, and I'm gonna leave a document actually with all the recipe so you can start your first training program with Lovable. But going back to what I was saying, yeah, have an authentication page before accessing. So when you actually access to the page, as you can see here, I'm gonna click sign in. I got complete access to the page, but I haven't updated. So let me just go back. There we go, it is updated. So I'm gonna access again. And as you can see here, this is the main lobby. This is the main hub for AI System Island. And here we have all the 4 modules working correctly. As you can see here, I already finished them, but all the progress is getting captured effectively. Here we have the AI workflow training, where we have pretty much all the workflow training for basically structure of the deal sourcing system. You have, it is crazy how much material you have and how much content you have here. As you can see, we completed all the modules. They're getting progress. And then finally, you get to the AI deal sourcing system launch. So here's where we have our automation. Here we have an explanation here. Here's the actual launch process. So we have a video where we're sending people to the main process, but we're not gonna cover this in this video. This will be probably another video that I can add to, but this is just like a crazy onboarding video game experience where you just go over like filling out specific fields, then you submit those fields because you're filling them out with like private integration tokens, business value documents, so we can tailor your prompts to your specific needs, in campaign assets and all that stuff. So we get your private integration tokens, N8N URL, so we can import your N8N workflows automatically. It is a crazy automation. I will go more in detail. I already share a bit more of the backend of the automation in N8N, but yeah, this is such a cool process. As you can see here, if I just skip the video, here's the actual mission control where you just fill out all these details so we can do your actual onboarding setup for you for your entire AI deal sourcing system. And then we have like two more processes, that is like automation progress, where the automation just takes like 17 minutes to finish, and then you have the testing phase. I will go more in detail into this. If you like a video about explaining like all those pieces, I will do that for you. But going back to what I was saying, yes. So as you can see here, all my progress was captured because I finished the full 4 modules. So my progress is at 100%. And then actually I did capture my stone. So every time you finish like an island, you have a stone ceremony where you capture the stones. And these stones get stored here in the Infinity Stone. Like you can call it storehouse. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I skip the 2 tips that I had for you. So first, the first tip was authentication page before accessing, and then second page is checking for authentication and maintaining constant authentication in the page. As you can see, if we go back to AI systems, you will see that I have constantly authentication an authentication process because we're capturing the progress real time. So this is another thing that you need to do, and here's the code that I have for you that I'm going to give it to you. And then the third tip is check module completion and have a backend table in Supabase specifically for capturing the progress of each module. So yes, checking the module completion, making sure we are just establishing that the user has all those modules done. And how we do that? Well, having a Supabase table specifically for that island modules. So if I go to table editor, you will see that I have a specific table for the AI system progress, and it's just the 4 modules here. So that's a couple of tips for you. Hope this is helpful. And we just finished the day with this amazing progress. I'm super glad. I hope you like this video. If you'd like to be seeing more content like this, just let me know in the comments. Please leave a like and subscribe. And like I mentioned, I will appreciate if you just do something incredible with the resources and information that I'm giving you. And let me know on LinkedIn your progress and the things that you're doing. And at the same time, if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments so we can grow this YouTube channel to another level. And yeah, super excited to be on another day with you. See you in the next video. Bye.